This has a chance to be the best bulk coin lot I have bought off of eBay in a long time. The only way it isn't going to be is if there was some kind of massive bait and switch. If I end up getting what they showed in the pictures, then this is going to be a huge pickup for me. So before I open this, let me tell you why I think it's going to be a good deal. This is going to be a 5-pound lot, and we're not going to sit and look at every coin in here unless every coin in here is spectacular. And what was in the thumbnail was spectacular. The seller is a dealer in Wisconsin, and they don't make coin listings very often. But for this specific listing, they said there are going to be they said there are going to be a half dozen silver coins. Can you spot them in the picture? And that's what I live for, is to find the silver coins in the picture. And then on top of that, as I look at the picture, I don't know what they did. It almost looks like they took a pile of coins, put a piece of glass on top of it to flatten it, and then lay out all the best stuff. And so it could be that everything that was underneath the top layer could be just total garbage. I doubt that, but everything was sharp and in focus. I could see every coin on here. I found 6 silver coins, and to be fair, with the way that silver has fluctuated so wildly just in the past couple of months, I figured the right thing to do would be for me to add up the silver value of the coins that I could identify in here. And so I found 6 coins. I went to Nemista, looked up the melt price of every coin. It came to $17. And so that right there reduces what I have to get of value out of everything else on here. On top of that, I found another silver coin, at least it appears to be a silver coin, that maybe they didn't know about. And that one would be better than all of the others. In addition to that, I found another 8 coins that would be new to my collection. And then on top of that, all of the duplicate coins that are already in my collection, at least the ones that were visible in the thumbnail, would make great trade pieces for what I try to do when I sell off my coins. So with all that said, let's cut into this. I'll give them credit. The tape used on this was super heavy duty, and nothing's going to fall out of it. So a little bit of packing material here. And we have ourselves a Ziploc bag, which thankfully nothing has spilled out of that. And that almost looks like more than 5 pounds, but so far, so good. Get that box out of the way, and what do we see? Yeah, even the stuff in here that's going to be duplicates to my collection are great pieces. This one from Mozambique. Most of the Mozambique coins I find are from when they were controlled by Portugal. So this one is the 5 Meticais, featuring an instrument that looks like a xylophone. And I need that box back because I need to drop these, have somewhere to put these when I get them out of the box. So go to this one right here, Uganda, 10 shillings, 1987. New Zealand. This is a coin that I get a couple of these every year, but that one's in pretty good shape. I like that. San Marino aluminum coin. This is the coin from San Marino I find the most often since it's an FAO coin. It's a rare San Marino coin where there are more than 1 million of them in circulation, but I still love to find it. Here we have, this was at one time a proof coin. I guess you could still say it once a proof coin, always a proof coin, but it's been out of its holder for a while, people trying to break the silver out of there. It's a large Czechoslovakian coin from 1926, the 5 Czech koruna. And with the condition of that coin, I think that one's a pretty good piece right here. This is one of the coins that I found in the thumbnail, which I think was the first coin that made me say, I want to buy this lot. I'd never seen this one before when it was on the screen, and I think I found it on the other side. But it's a coin from Jersey, and it's diamond shaped. I'd never seen anything like that before, and this is the one from the thumbnail. 1981 bicentenary of the Battle of Jersey. It's a £1 coin, and I've never seen a British pound anything like this before. Of course, their pounds at the time were thicker, round brass coins, and that was the way their pounds look in places like Jersey and Gibraltar. So I'd never seen that one before. So that one is the first true winner. Here's one that I did not see in the thumbnail. I don't know what this is. Nepal, maybe? 1974? What is this? I'm guessing that's Nepal based on the language, but I've never seen them put our calendar date, at least not anything older than 2000 on one of their coins. That's another fantastic coin. I'm guessing this one is Cyprus, but another coin I do not recognize. Nope, Algeria. Some modern Algerian coins tend to put animals on them. And so this is going to be some kind of ram that has a curly horn on it. So that's a fantastic coin. We've got a Netherlands 1 florin. This video is going to last like 2 hours, isn't it? Uganda 2 shillings. I know that coin deserves us to stop and look at it, but I've gotten those before. 1942 a penny from Ireland with the rooster. Have I never noticed that the rooster has some chicks? Have I never noticed that before? China. We've got a 1 Thebe from Botswana, 1989. 2 pence, Norway. France. Good older date on that one, 1917. Greece. Here's an American coin. Here's a V-nickel from 1896. I could probably get $1 from that just at a local coin show. What's this? Aluminum 2. That's going to be from Hungary. It's a 2 filler. 1965. I had a bulk lot about 2 or 3 years ago where I had about a dozen of these in it. Rhodesia and Nyasaland, which I think is today's Zimbabwe. Rhodesia became Zimbabwe, and Nyasaland, I think, was part of Malawi, I think. But it has a couple of giraffe on it. So for the animal lovers, that makes a great coin. My niece likes giraffes, and I mailed her one of those. This one's going to be Bangladesh, I believe. Probably an FAO coin. I do recognize it, but that's, an excellent trade piece. From Vietnam, 1966, the bumpy edge 5 dong coin. Half penny from 1920. That one's decent condition. Venezuela. I mean, either of these Netherlands cents in that condition is going to have a good book value. I'm not sure if you can get your money's worth out of it. From Portugal, I believe, 20 centavos. 1956. Kuwait. So Germany, 50 Pfennig from 1922. Aluminum, German 50 Pfennig. Here's the worst looking coin of the video so far, just because that one was tarnished and cleaned. I'll give it a pass. These Slovenia coins have so much free space on it, but this one features an owl. Norway, another Canada quarter. Cuba, 5 centavos, 1968, made out of aluminum. Uruguay, 5 centésimos from, what was the date on that one? 1901. That's in pretty good shape for a coin from India from 1943, British controlled. Portugal controlled territory. That one's going to be Mozambique, back when it was Portugal controlled. Belgium. Now we're getting into Myanmar, or as someone from the United States, I guess I'm supposed to call it Burma. Not as familiar with this coin. I know a couple others were in the thumbnail that I'll have to check out a little bit later. We've got a Third Reich German coin. China, here's another penny. This one is 1929. Seychelles, 1961. This one has a lot of shine to it. This one is from Nepal, featuring a cow on it. I believe that is the 10 paisa, I think. Another coin from Slovenia with an animal and a lot of empty space on it. This would be an ibex. 5 Talarjev. From New Zealand, we've got a half penny. Another from Botswana. 1988, it's going to be a 5 Thebe. British shilling. 1959. The Canadian cent for their centennial, 1967. And a cent with got a little bit of luster left on it, 1938. 5 cents from Malta. There were several coins from Malta in the thumbnail, so we're probably still have left to find those. France, 2 francs. That's in pretty good shape. I like this one. I think I have it, but back when Bolivia was using their currency called the pesos bolivianos, before and after that it was just called the bolivianos. And so this one's a fairly large coin from 1976. Get some really good detail on that one. So there's a lot of coins in here which might just be upgrades in my personal collection. Here's the iron coin from Sweden. I think it's still iron, although the World War II is over by 1950. Here's a coin made out of the metal tin from Thailand. I remember in the catalog it says there's a version of the coin where there's a 1 metal and 3 metals, but I don't remember the 2 metal portrait. That's a young look to him. This one has really good luster for Mozambique. We saw that coin earlier, but that's one in better shape. Swaziland, 1 cent from 1974, featuring a pineapple. And then the Gambia, we have 1 batut. 1971. Here's another zinc coin. That one is pretty rough. King George, New Zealand shilling. This is a coin that with some pretty good luster from 1993. This one's going to be Yemen. And an interesting edge on that one, how it's, you can kind of even see it on the inside of the rim. I don't necessarily remember that one, but doesn't mean I don't have it. It just, that one's not something I see too often. I think these are pretty, the New Zealand penny, featuring the bird on here from 1940. A little bit of corrosion, but I'll overlook it. Got Israel, Germany. Second coin from Myanmar. I'm guessing on which side is up. Got that diamond shaped. Let's see, from France. We have 5 centimes from 1911. Rwanda. From Jersey, we have a 1 penny. And I guess that is some kind of castle that appears in Jersey. remember offhand where this one is. Usually the eagle with that design is usually Egypt or Syria. So I recognize it, but I can't say for sure what it is. It's about the third one of those that we have picked up. Not a bad trade piece. Here's a Saudi Arabian coin from about 1987 or so. Bulgaria, 5 statinki from 1951. Lithuania, we have a 2 centai. The 1 is much more common out of that. French controlled, 2006. I didn't know this design was still used that recently, but this is from New Caledonia. It's the 1 franc. And then 1959. This is one that was in the thumbnail and I'm very happy about. So, French Somaliland, 2 francs. I remember looking up this coin. It has a book value of about $3. I believe this is now the country of Djibouti. But when it was French controlled, they called it French Somaliland. And so we've got the... is there an animal that has horns and feathers like that? Probably not. And then we've got a couple of fish on either side of it. So that's a pretty coin, and I didn't mean to drop it in the box. I need to make that the special ones to hold out. So this one's going to be from Tanzania, 50 centi. That one from Nepal again. We've got another coin from there. Let's see. Another one from Seychelles, another 1 cent. Another farthing. And then here we have another one from Nepal. I think that's the 2 paisa, featuring some kind of hydroelectric dam on it. So it seems kind of familiar. This one's, I did not see this in the thumbnail. Probably cleaned, and it's also warped, damaged a little bit. But it is from 1848, a 3 Pfennig. So this is going to be somewhere that became part of the German Empire, and they all had subtly different spellings of Pfennig. I do not recognize that one, so set that one aside. Here's a more common coin from Germany. Decent condition on that South African coin, 1981. Switzerland. British farthing. 1924. Sweden. Pretty good. Another of these from Saudi Arabia, although this one's a different year. That one's from 1980. Algeria, the 2. I think they use centenes, dated 1964. Israel, tiny coin from Jersey, half a new penny. So like that. The common German coin with a line through it. Another from Switzerland, and it is really shiny on here, 1970. Really good luster on that one. $1963 on that Netherlands Antilles. We've got another from Switzerland. Bulgaria. Our 3rd coin from Myanmar. That's the one I find the most often. India in a pre-decimal system. 1955 in the 1 pice featuring a horse. We've got Hungary. 2 filler. 1926 Denmark. This one's going to have a good book value on it too. The 10 ore. Maybe the condition's just a little bit less of what I would want it to be. Here's a big Greek coin, 1930. That one's a bit torn up. This is the coin that I saw in the thumbnail that I said was better than all the other silver coins, and I haven't gotten to any of the other silver coins yet. Guatemala, 25 cents. Look back here. 0.835 silver dated 1893. The day I looked this up, it had a melt value of $12 on here. So if I was trying hard, I would have saved this for the last coin of the video, but that one is spectacular for sure. Germany, Ireland, Greece, the lepta aluminum coin with a hole in it, 1966, 20 lepta. From Seychelles, we have this FAO coin for 5 cents, Grow More Food, featuring lettuce or something, 1975. Belgium, German Empire, British penny from 1919, common Japan. Here's another one from the thumbnail that I did not recognize. So this one is another one that's going to be new to my collection. Independence, 1976, 1 cent, featuring a fish. And if I remember, this one is also, I found it to be from Seychelles. So I don't know if I remember any Seychelles coins with this portrait on it. So maybe it was just the 1 cent. But this one's not a high value coin, but at this point, if there's a coin I don't have, then to me, it's a high value. Definitely holding on to that one. This one's going to have well, it does have a little bit of corrosion on it, but this one, the older design of the copper coins from Switzerland, 1938. It's a 2 cents. The B for Burn Mint Mark. Now, I saw this one in the thumbnail, and I almost find this one in super rough shape. So to get something close to uncirculated out of this one is a win. So even though I have that coin, I'm holding on to it. Got our second one of those. We've got another French-controlled territory. This one's going to be from French Polynesia. I believe that's an orange tree, but it might be some other kind of fruit. Another British penny dated 1930. That one's not so bad. I like these. Recognize the country. I think I've quizzed on this one before in a past video. Dated 1976. First time I found this one, it took me a long time to figure it out. Tunisia. I believe it's a 1 dinar. Pretty coin. France, too. Here's this is our first coin from Mexico, 1905. That one's really discolored, but you look at it like that, it looks terrible. But if you hold it in the light right here, it looks great. Another one from Malta, 5 cents. We saw that one already. What is this? Got a little bit of like tape damage or something on it. Is this another silver coin? I'm guessing this is which side's up? It's got a tuffer on it, which is that little squiggly symbol in the middle. I'm guessing this is an Indian princely state. I'm going to have to come back and figure that one out. This one's in good condition, 1 franc. Dominican. I think this is another one that I saw in the thumbnail that I like. The other side was in better shape. So they didn't call it a penny, although it's the same size as the British penny. They called it 1/12 of a shilling, which would essentially be the same value. But what's the year in here? Okay, it doesn't have the coin this was made. And of course, Queen Elizabeth wasn't queen in 1945. So this one is going to be later than that. But they're showing off the year that they were liberated from, well, they weren't liberated from Britain. So did Britain liberate them from someone? You'd think I'd know that, but I don't. So that's a good one. Italy. Iceland, 1959. Belgium. Belgium. Common coin from Israel. Another of these from Jersey. A little bit of a rare coin from Belgium, an older. Pretty rough though. Look at the date, 1898 on that. So this one's a little bit well worn, 1921, half of a franc. Here's one of the 6 silver coins that I found in the thumbnail. 10 ore, dated 1935. So it's not the most common silver Sweden 10 ore that we have, but a fairly tiny amount of silver in that one. We've got another of these from Uganda. Got that from Israel. Here's one from the thumbnail that I remember making a video on this one a couple of years ago, maybe last year. This is from Andorra, and you just don't get coins from Andorra very often. So, excellent to be able to find that one. Here's a 1 pango from Hungary, and we've got France. 50 Statinki from Bulgaria. Zinc coin from Belgium. They always are messed up like that one. China, and that one's rough, from Spain. We have a Chinese cash coin. Pretty good shape for a Chinese cash coin. I'm not going to look that one up today. This is a Canada 5-cent coin. Decent condition, 1922. Got Lebanon. One piastre from 1955. Here's another one of those. So here's the next silver coin that I was for sure saw in the video. This is a 3-pence, and it's 50% silver, so there's not a lot of silver in that one, but these days that's still over $1. This one is from Czech Republic. Another of these from Nepal. Another of these from Botswana. Swiss, Germany, Israel, Netherlands. I think this is our 4th different coin from Myanmar. Pretty sure I had that one. Tiny coin from Bulgaria. Great condition, 1974. Well, at least to my naked eye, it looks great. On the screen, it might look horrible. Then another coin from Andorra, and here's where it says Andorra right there. 1 centime. This makes me wish I had a glove, because it's the same coin that we had earlier, though. 10 filler from Hungary. Here's a coin from Morocco, 20 francs. Good condition on this brass coin right here. Another of these from the Gambia. Here's another of the 6 coins that I saw in the picture. This one's a little bit of a larger coin, but it is 72% silver, dated 1928. So this one's in better shape than I had on that coin before, because usually I'm not able to see any details on the Quetzal bird. So I didn't. Okay, that one has a date of 1928. Here we have 1924. So I think that's saying that the law of 1924, because it has a date of law, that's the lay of the 26th of November of 1924, 10 centavos. So I thought that one was going to be a coin that I already had, but I don't. Iceland, small coin. 10 centimes from France. Better than average condition on that one. Netherlands Antilles, they used the 2.5-cent coin longer than the Netherlands did. Another of those. Here's a good one. I just don't know where it's from yet. 1987. Do we have a coin from North Korea? You know how hard these are to come by? You can't, if this is North Korea, that looks like the Korean alphabet on here. I mean, I guess it could be Vietnamese, but You can't sell North Korean coins by themselves. You can't list them on eBay. And I do not have many coins from North Korea. So there are some fantastic coins, obviously, that were not in the top of the video. So this is a long video. Third of those from Andorra, great trade piece. Another great trade piece is any 50-cent coin from Canada. I think they had stopped using silver. At least they did on the dimes by 1969. Might have to go back and look it up anyway. Another from Lithuania. That one is the 5 centai. We had the 2 earlier. Then another penny from Jersey. This one's different than the last one. It's still 1/12 of a shilling, but this one had the date of 1964 on it, which tells me the last one was older than that. The aluminum coin from Spain. We've got 1 franc. Italy. Maldives, 1 lari. I remember this one from the thumbnail. So it looks like we've got a tiny little coconut tree on here, dated 1984. So we're getting, if nothing else, we're getting a lot of coins from just hard to find countries. Another from Nepal, another from Third Reich. That one is the 10, that one's well worn. Of the aluminum 1 cent from the Antilles. Another from Slovenia with the owl. Another from Lebanon, this one is a 5. Luxembourg. Poland. 5 groszy from 1963. Canada. Belgium. Forget if they were still Ceylon or Sri Lanka at that point. It tells us right there, the ribbon, that it is, here it says Ceylon. Bolivia, 1 Boliviano. Cleaned penny. Bulgaria, 5 ore from Norway. A little well worn, and that one to have too good of a value. There's another of those from Andorra. Greece, Malta, Britain, Netherlands Antilles, another with the owl. Papua New Guinea. Now, I'm pretty sure I had one of these in a proof set, but I don't know if I had one loose. Oh, that's good. Another of these tin coins from aluminum, but that one has a lot of tape damage on it. Switzerland. There's a good one from Iran. Lion holding the sword in front of a sunset. That one's going to be a 50 in value. Those are good. Lebanon. Canada. That one is Syria. Greece. Haiti. Slovenia, the 10 Hilaro. Antilles, Switzerland. 1933 on the Swiss 1 wrapping. This Costa Rica is in pretty good condition. Maybe. Had some pretty good shine and details to it. I've gotten so many of these Swiss coins here lately. Norway, not silver. France, British penny. Commemorative from Italy. 70th anniversary of the aeronautic military in 1993. This was probably a proof coin from Jamaica, 25 cents. Wish it had been rescued sooner. I usually only find those as former proofs. The larger of these French coins, Controlled Territories, 1987. Another one from New Caledonia, but this one is the 2 franc. It's essentially the same bird as the last one. We had, I think we had a Seychelles FAO coin earlier, but this one is round and features a cow on it. And in Saudi Arabia, 1356 on their calendar. That one would be a 1/2 of their Gersh, maybe. So don't see those too often. George, King and Emperor, for a 1/4 Anna from India. Then we have a penny with Victoria on it, with the young portrait from 1863. Venezuela, Nepal, Seychelles. Here is Zimbabwe, I think. Yes, 1996, featuring, their coins feature infrastructure. I saw this one earlier. This one is going to be Portugal or a Portugal-controlled country, and they had nothing but the face on this side. I thought I saw it from the thumbnail on the bottom layer. It is from Portugal, 10 centavos from 1925. I think that's a good pickup. Germany, penny, Nepal, Lithuania. We've got the 10 centu. So we're getting to the brass coins. France, Costa Rica again. Here is the 4th silver coin that they identified. This one is only 30% silver, even though it is the size of a US quarter. With 30% silver, there still is some silver in here. It may not be the most desirable silver coin, but always glad to have that. Always glad to have silver. Then we've got a 2 pence. Not from Britain, but one of their territories. And this one's going to be Gibraltar, 1991. So we've got some kind of castle, I guess, or lighthouse. So I like that one. Got Germany, and none of these from Seychelles. This one is the 1 cent, but it doesn't have the man's face on this one, like the other one did. So that's good. Canada, and another 1/4 Anna from India. Portugal, 50. Sudan, I think. That one's good. Greece, France, Ukraine, Mexico. Another of these Canada cents. Israel. And then what is this one? This is going to be Russia. So they have a lot of circulating commemoratives featuring military heroism. I did not see this one in the thumbnail. This is a 2 ruble from 2000. Bank of Russia. That's what Russia calls itself right there. Another fantastic coin. Do we have another North Korean coin? That is the same one as the other one. So here's a coin from Malta that I did not have that I saw in the thumbnail. So here it's a 10 cents coin, 1972, featuring a sailboat. And several of their coins at this time had the 4 fish that go around it. So that is a pretty coin. Mexico. Here's the Germany aluminum 200 mark during their hyperinflation days. Another of those from Uganda. Netherlands from 1901. And the lettering was a little bit different on this time, had different gaps on it. So this is a harder to come by coin. This one's awfully shiny from Tanzania, 1992, the 1 shilling moha. We've got Austria, aluminum 2 shilling from 1946. They didn't use that very long. Another from French Polynesia, 10 franc. Another proof dime from 1983. 1 grosz from Poland. Here's our next coin from Myanmar. That one, that's probably a rice plant on here. Canadian cent. I've never seen this coin before, I don't think. Angola. 10 kwanzas. The 11th of November of 1975. And the RP stands on the banner. It says the Republic Popular of Angola. Well, that's fantastic. The well-worn penny, Israel. Jersey, half a new penny. Germany, Algeria, France, Finland, Mozambique, Yugoslavia, 50 dinar. That one's rough. Another penny and another penny and another penny. And Kuwait, Algeria, Lebanon, 25 piastres from 1952. Then Soviet, modern 2 pence. Here is a Sri Lanka coin. It doesn't have the banner saying Ceylon at the bottom of that one. Then this one's going to be from Iraq, I believe. I think I have it, but I don't know for sure because you don't find them very often. And they have a lot of commemoratives of, I think that's, if it's the one I have, then it is the burial place of an important Muslim person. Italy, Antilles, Austria, Antilles, Seychelles, Bolivia. Skipping through a lot of coins that we've seen already. Algeria, Iceland. Another different Lebanon coin. France. Different coin from Nepal. And features Mount Everest on it. The 20 centimes, these are brittle and like to fall apart. Look how brittle that one is. Shilling from Britain, not silver. Okay, so that's Third Reich. That one's rough. Here's the second one of these from Malta. Another from Uganda. Portugal, 50 centavos. Israel, Germany. The farthing. Seychelles. Have we seen this one yet? Yeah, we've seen that one. Ethiopia. I either find these uncirculated or good condition. Sweden, 1942 on that one. Hungary, Iceland, Mexico, Soviet, Belgium, France. The bigger Hungarian coin, 2 pengo. I always thought it was interesting, the Netherlands Antilles 1 golden was bigger than the Netherlands 1 golden. Canada. Lebanon, Botswana again, France, Lebanon. Got a couple of these from Thailand. There's a version with and without the hole. Another of these from Lithuania. Another of those from Bangladesh. Another. Oh, that one's been cleaned. Got a third one of those. That one's in the worst shape, though. Common coin from Japan. Cleaned Swiss coin. Zambia. Featuring the aardvark. on a 1 Ngui. I believe this is the 5th silver coin that they were aware of on here. Going to be a 10 cents from 1941 from Netherlands. That one is silver. Hungary. Nepal. Here's one that I was definitely happy about. Do you recognize this one? Do I even have it right side up? I think I have it right side up. A lot going on in that design. This one's going to be from Cambodia. Looks like that would be pronounced Cambodge. It's a 50 sen from 1959. I haven't found one of these in a long time. I didn't even have the 50 sen, but I haven't found a coin from Cambodia in quite a while. Another coin that made out of tin. Another one from Nepal and Bangladesh. Third one of those. Belgium. Nepal. The 2 from Sri Lanka. Ceylon. We have this 1 cent from 1943. From the CSFR, that only lasted about 1992 to 1993. Czechoslovakia, end of their joined countries. Half a penny from Australia. That one is in good shape. A little bit too much corrosion, though. Another Netherlands Antilles. That was in decent condition for 1967. Japan. Here is a United States wheat cent. Plenty of people who collect those around here. Zambia. No, Tanzania. We saw one of those already. Dominican. Jamaica half penny. Netherlands. Kuwait. Another of these from Maldives. Another from Switzerland. Another from Switzerland. And Kuwait. Switzerland. Dominican. Bulgaria. Iran. Spain. Another from Iran. This one is a little bit bigger. That one is the 5 rial. Their 5 looks like an upside down heart. Well, this one's from Syria, has been plated. I don't think that's silver. That's odd looking, for sure. From Pakistan, we have this half a rupee from 1948. Another of those from the Maldives and Italy. And from Austria, we have the 1 groschen from 1925. Canada and Lebanon and Italy. 1 ore from Denmark, 1915. That one's going to have a decent book value, I bet. Here's a commemorative from Canada. The December 1999 quarter. And Germany. Japan. That one from Japan is shiny. Then Canada, Germany, Canada, Hungary, France, Lebanon, China, Germany, Austria, Canada, Mexico, Netherlands, another from Nepal. Let's try and find something new on here that we haven't seen. Another from Uganda and Costa Rica. We've got another 1/12 of a shilling from Jersey. This one is dated 1957. Another from Malta. Here's one from Somalia. (1976). Another from Uganda. These have a pretty good trade value, or book value. The £1, or as they call it, punt, from Ireland. The big coin from Malta. This one's another 10 cents. Is that the same one? Yeah, that's the same one that we've already seen. Myanmar again. This is going to be from Indonesia. I don't remember seeing that one as often as some others. China. 10 centavos from Portugal. We've got the brass 1 krona from Denmark. Spain. That one's beat up. It's a good one from India. Belgium. I don't find as many of these as the 1 franc, so I like that. Back to Seychelles, Malta. Okay, so I've been seeing several of these in here, and I finally found the whole set. The most common coins you're going to find from Laos is these 3 coins. They're all aluminum. They all look about the same on one side. They're all dated 1952, and they all have a hole in the middle of it. This one is the smallest of the 3. It's the 10 cents. 1952. The next one is the 20 cents, featuring the triple elephant. And then the largest one has this pedestal with a book on it. And that one is the 50 cents. So you may have seen this in the pile for a while, and I just wanted to make sure until I could see all 3 of them in a row. And I don't come across those very often, so I'm glad to get a few of these as trade pieces. They're all aluminum, and some of them seem to have turned white or something. Got another from Jersey, another penny from Ireland, China, another of these from Malta. Another from Somaliland. This one is the 5 shillings, featuring elephant, parent and young, from 2005. We have a British 3 pence. Nope, from Jersey again. That one is, they don't call it a 3 pence, they call it a 1/4 of a shilling. So, same math works out on that one. Another of those from Mozambique. And a halfpenny from Jersey. The best looking one of these we've seen so far. No corrosion on that one. One of those Rwandan coins that are pretty well worn. CSFR, Uganda. From Malaya, which became part of Malaysia. We've got that coin. Another 3 pence. Mexico, Germany. Norway, 25 ore. That one's in pretty good shape. 5 francs, 1949. Oh, we got one little spot of corrosion up there. That's a large aluminum coin. Here is the 6th and final silver coin that I found in the picture, that not including that big one from Guatemala. And so this one is a larger coin. A little bit of a larger coin, more like dime size, but it's from before it was part of the Netherland Antilles, so it is silver, 1/4 of a gulden, 1944. So we've got there Canada, 1973. I think it's the centennial of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Here's one that I did not have, another one that I identified from the picture. I believe this one is Afghanistan. So that's a thicker aluminum coin. On that 2 Afghanis, I think. And we've got the modern Turk lira, 2009. Another Slovenia, and another Slovenia, and another from Japan. That's a 10 sen. Another from Syria. There's a 1 cent from Malta. Third Reich, Portugal, another rabbit. A smaller one from early Czechoslovakia, 1950. Pretty good condition, 20 Hilaru. Another from Bangladesh. Another from Bulgaria, the 5 Statinki. It's amazing how I can not have a coin and then I get 6 of them on one bulk lot. Sometimes that's how it happens. That's a well-worn 1916 penny. And Israel. Hungary with the famous Budapest Bridge on it, on the 50 filler. Malta. And here's another coin from Malta featuring a fish. The newer design of the Maltese coins. We're getting into the home stretch, and if you've been with me for nearly an hour, I appreciate it. This has been a fantastic lot. The aluminum, 10 cents from Portugal, and several of those from Mozambique. Here is about our 6th one of those, and then we've got another of these from Somaliland with the 2 elephants on it. What is this one here? Central America Central 10 centimos. Oh, it's Costa Rica. 1943. That seems kind of odd. I don't remember them using too many coins out of brass. And, Antilles, Mexico, that one from Somalia again. There's a different coin from Malta. This one features the bee on a honeycomb from 1972. 3 mils, so it's been a while since I picked up that one. And what is this? Looks like Spain. 1800? See the number 8? So this is probably an 8 Maravedis. Which means this was probably the largest copper coin they made, and then the silver coin would have been something like a half real or something. Definitely Spain, or a territory controlled by Spain, because that is the design that they had on their coins back then. That's fantastic. Antilles, Germany, Canada. So Saudi, Greece. Paul. The first from Taiwan today, another from Bangladesh, another from Jersey, then India. Got that coin from Jamaica, Switzerland. Another from Jersey. Amazing how many of those we've gotten. Then the another zinc French 10 centimes. Thailand, zinc from Iceland. Morocco, we've got another of these 20 francs. That's been in good condition. This one I was debating whether or not it was silver, because they did have a silver 10 and 20 centavo about this time, although at some point they put 0.7 over here, 20 over there to say it's 72% silver, and if it was missing it, then it would have been a greater percent silver, but it's not silver, it's nickel, because it's the 5 centavos from 1905. And then we've got, that penny is in, well, when you look at it in the camera, it's got this weird reflection on it. That's in decent condition, 1937. Another from Tanzania. And here's an older coin from Belgium. 1870, Leopold II. This one is the 2 cent. So the lion over the Constitution is really well worn on that one. Spain and Uganda, another of those FAO coins. And Greece. Canada. I don't know if I've ever seen this coin with this much luster, but it's 1935 from Hungary. The 1 filler. So that's an upgrade. We've got a Canada quarter and another of these. Then 1 dinar from Yugoslavia. Germany. Haven't had too many today from Argentina. That might be the first from Argentina. Germany, another owl. So any coin that I'm getting too many of, it's almost always a coin that I usually don't get too many of. So that is really going to help. Italy. And here's another of these fish from Seychelles. And we've got another coin from the Gambia. Soviet. Another Soviet. Dominican. Canada 5 cents. 1927 on that one. Czech. Canada. Czechoslovakia. 10 Hilaru. Another of those. So here's one of these French zinc coins that hasn't turned black yet. Got a little bit of corrosion right there, but that one's in. Whenever you find them and they have a hint of the silvery look color to it, then that is usually better condition than you normally find it. 10 Lepta from Greece, Belgium. A 1 Hilaru, another from Greece, another from Third Reich. Here's a 1 Pi from Pakistan, 1961. Not particularly rare, but the first time we've seen that one today. 10 Ore. This is our first coin from Uruguay. Netherlands Antilles, and another one from Seychelles. That's got a weird toning on it. Another from Ukraine. 10 francs with the B mint mark is a little bit rarer on most of their coins. Another of these from Uganda. Here's the Greek 1 euro cent, which they call a 1 lepta on this side, featuring a sailboat on it. Canada. Another from Myanmar. Another from Ukraine. Italy. Somalia. Netherlands. 1 Kopek. Germany. Swiss, that one's kind of rough. Canada. Poland. Netherlands, the one with the previous queen on it. Canada, Soviet, Swiss. The 1 centavo from Argentina. I don't pull these too often. Pretty much easier to find the nickel or copper nickel 5 and 10 and 20 and even 50s from about that time. So I don't pull that one too often. Got about 4 or 5 of those from Mozambique. I've gotten like 20 of these this year, and was not a common coin to me before this year, so I find that funny. Germany. Mexico. Germany. Swiss. 1 mark. I like this coin from Austria. Not particularly rare, but that one's in decent condition. Another of those. Canada and Swiss. And Portugal 10, Swiss, Canada, and 2 from. That one doesn't look familiar right offhand, but there's not a lot going on here that is very distinguishing about it. But I think it's Egypt and not Sudan on that one. And then the last coin that we haven't looked at yet is going to be this one from Malta, 1972. The 2 mils. So there are several coins that I've set aside that I want to take a longer look at. So I'm going to pause and do some research. This one ended up being from the India princely state of Hyderabad. It is a 1 Anna, and I was surprised this side is up, which probably would have been my 4th guess on here. But we've got a 1 and then a slash coming diagonally out from it. And this dates back to the 1920s. It is copper nickel and books for $1 in the Krause catalog. I would have thought more than that. This one indeed is from North Korea, and I think that makes it my 3rd coin from North Korea. It is aluminum and does have a date of 1987. It's a 1 won coin. They made 3 or 4 different 1 wons. This, the words at the bottom translate to the Great People Study House. It's essentially a large library in Pyongyang. And so this one seems to have a book value of about $2. I would think more than that just because of how difficult it is to come up with any coin from North Korea. So definitely worth more than $2 to me. Now this one took me forever to figure out. Part of it was I had it upside down. This one was the one dated 1974. I believe the name of that script or alphabet is Devangali. And so I was thinking Nepal, possibly India, and those are the two primary countries that use that script, so I didn't find this in the catalog in either country. I used CoinScope. It didn't come anywhere close to it. I had to settle for going into AI and asking it, and that figured it out. This is from the India Oil Corporation. So this was not a coin, but a promotional token from an oil company from 1974. And it recognizes this was, I thought it was like a raindrop with that side up, but it's actually, I guess, this side up. And that is the logo of the India Oil Corporation. This coin ended up being from the German state of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, which in your 1800s catalog, there's 100 pages of German states, and this is probably not one that was represented in my collection. We flip it over. The monogram here is the double letter F, and so that was for King Friedrich Franz II. And in your catalog, this is KM 299. Let's take a look at this coin from Russia. This one, I believe this is supposed to be a scene from World War II, although they call it the 55th anniversary of the Great Patriotic War of 1941 to 1944, so it's the 55th anniversary of that. We've got a Gold Star medal here on the side. These trucks, they call them lorries, driving through the ice. We have a street sign right here, and we have an explosion right here from the war. Then the city written at the bottom in Cyrillic, that is Leningrad. So this one is a 2 ruble from 2000. The catalog number on this one, if you want to look it up, is Y669. This is the 10 Kwanzas coin from Angola. And so the 1975 must be when the People's Republic of Angola started. But that's not the year the coin was made. If there's no date on this side, then it was made in 1977. Otherwise, there would be a date of 1978 here underneath the name Kwanzas. And this coin is catalog KM86 and books for $3. This was our oldest coin from Spain, probably dated 1800. This was indeed an 8 maravedis. And at the time, 34 maravedis equaled 1 real, which was the silver coin about the size of a dime. So 8/34ths of that, of a coin. This would be, in Latin, it would say Carolus, but it's Charles IV. This is the Segoya mint mark right here. Catalog number 428, and this was made for 20 years, from 1788 to 1808. So there's a lot of 8s dealing with that coin. At some point, I'm going to have to wrap this up, even though I'm having a lot of fun. We're back to the 6 silver coins that, as I said, the listing said there were a half dozen coins. So I don't know if they specifically knew that there were exactly 6, and or if they knew that this one was silver as well. These 6 coins, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the day I bought this lot, this was worth $17 right here. This one, just in silver value, is $13. So we're looking at $30 of silver. I paid $63.50 for this lot. And so 30 of that is covered just in silver right here. And just about my favorite 40 or 50 coins out of the slot pays for everything, and I've got everything else in the box for free, as far as I'm concerned, out of this one. I wish these people sold coin lots more often, because I would subscribe to them and refresh every day just to see the next time they sell one. But I had to go back in time and look. They had not made a bulk lot in looking on their eBay history for months so far that you couldn't go back in time looking at their feedback to see the last time they'd sold one. So I wish these people had the coin lots like this all the time. And if I told you what they was, you would all probably want to jump on and buy one of these yourself. But it's like, I want to jump online and buy another one of these. It was so much good stuff in here. But I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed looking through this. I mean, I've got so many other coins on here that were worth so much to me. Just picking up some of them here, you know, all these other coins that are new to my collection right here. I mean, these have a book value of about $15 just in those right here. So much good stuff that this is going to keep me busy as I process this for a while. And many of these coins that we saw in this video are going to end up in the lots that I eventually sell, which probably won't happen until the end of the year, because it takes me a year to process and put together my lots. But I want to thank you for watching, and thanks for sticking it out for an hour and 11 minutes as I went through this. I've made some other videos of some fun things that I've picked up, and I'll catch you in the next video. So until then, bye.